go into our full-on movie review, we're going to actually go through kind of a summary of what the plot is like, so you know what it's about.
So this week's movie, The Source Code, is about this guy who's in the military, and he's sent on this mission to find out who bombs this train, and he has to keep going over and over again in 8-minute segments to find out who the bomber is.
I didn't really have any expectations going into this movie. I didn't really know a lot about it.
No, I think the name just didn't stick with us.
No, not at all. Even when we were going into the movie, I asked Melissa, what movie are we going to see? I couldn't even remember.
Right.
Right.
So, all I knew is I didn't want to see Hop.
Yes. So, the cast of this movie they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Jake Gyllenhaal was the main star. He did a very good job doing all of his emotional and crazy intense scenes.
Yeah.
I didn't really enjoy seeing his brains in one part of it though.
His brains were in it?
Yes.
I thought it was just like a shaved head.
No, his brains were like completely exposed with wires going into it on one side.
No, it's just shaved.
No! It was shaved on one side, but then there was brain on the other side.
Oops.
Horrible.
So, yeah, he did a really great job.
He did, he did.
Like, and he's in so many different kinds of scenes.
Yeah.
That it's really neat. Who else was in this movie? There was the lady with the creepy blue eyes.
Oh, yeah. We don't really know who she is. We tried to look her up. She wasn't in anything that we knew.
No.
She did a good job.
Yeah. You tell, like, she had the different emotions. It was really cool. And then there was, like, the creepy doctor guy.
Yeah.
He was super creepy and had, like, a fake-looking mustache. Like, I don't know if it was fake, but he might have just had, like, white hair right here, but it looked like glue.
Okay, I totally did not even recognize his mustache issues at all.
Okay. Okay, so the soundtrack of this movie was a little weird.
Just a little.
Yeah.
Maybe. It was very typical of an intense movie, you know, the intense music in the background. What weirded us out, though, was that they had the intense music even in the very, very beginning of the movie while they're, like, showing all of the cast. And then they're showing, like, these big scenes of Chicago with, like, super intense music.
Yeah.
So and it was really long, too.
Super long. Like, I didn't know Chicago had that many trains.
Very long intro.
Ridiculous.
So yeah, the music was intense, even from the very beginning. They wanted to get you in the mood to be suspense. That's not even a word. But we'll go with it.
Yeah. The music, it kept repeating, kind of like the movie, you know, you keep seeing the same 8 minutes over and over, but the music, you kept getting the same music every time, except for, like, the last time.
Yeah, and then it becomes all regal.
Dun, 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 dun,
Amazing.
Yeah.
Is that all you were going to say about that?
I think so.
Okay. Screenwriting for this movie was done very well because even though it was kind of a repetitive theme where he had to keep going back and do the same 8 minutes over again, they did it in such a way that it was not predictable or repetitive at all because each time he went back it was completely different.
Yeah, it was definitely kind of a different kind of refreshing thing where he would go back, but even the first 3 seconds of dialogue would be slightly different.
Yeah.
His one word difference in the response would elicit a totally different response from the actress, which was really nice.
Yeah, very refreshing.
And then when, like, because he goes back a lot.
We tried counting and we lost count.
Yeah.
We tried.
And so sometimes when it would get later in the movie, they just do a quick little clips of what had happened, and so you know what's going on, but it doesn't get stale.
Yeah.
I think is a good word for it. Now, I thought it was a little bit predictable because, like, I figured out who did it within, well, not figured it out, but, like, I had an idea of who I thought did it, and I just kept waiting for them to go back to that person. I'm like, come on, when are they going to get to, you know, that person?
Yeah. I had no idea who it was the whole time.
Really?
Yeah, no.
I think I watched too much, like, Bones and NCIS and stuff.
Probably. So I didn't think it was predictable. She figured it out, apparently.
But it was still really good, and it didn't have me wondering and second guessing.
Definitely.
So I liked it a lot. So, in summary, what we liked about this movie was it had really good action. It kept it fresh despite all the different, repetitions. And it actually had really cute romance.
There was some romance in there. Very believable, too. It was good. Some things that we didn't like so much about this movie were the fact that it had a really incredibly long intro with crazy suspense music. We also were a little bit confused at some points throughout the movie as to why they did certain settings a certain way, but we can't tell you exactly why because that would be giving way too much away.
Hello.
But we overall thought it was a good movie.
Yeah. Definitely
something that we would recommend to go see.
So, for our overall rating,
let's turn to our
Meter of Epicality! Thanks for joining us for Katie and Melissa's $5 Tuesday Meter of Epicality.
We'll see you next Tuesday!